such an extreme kind of situation? It was because I was hitchhiking in Italy. And why was I hitchhiking? Because I was afraid. And in fact, the first words I ever heard spoken in Italian in Italy were "Hai paura," which means "Are you afraid?" I was so excited. I was actually hearing Italian spoken by Italians in Italy. Oh, this was so exciting. So I woke up my traveling companion, Frida. We had been on a train for like, I don't know, 25 hours or something. And then we were finally in Italy. We were on our way to Venice. And I said, Frida, wake up. Everybody's speaking Italian. And she said, yes, so what are they saying? They're saying, "Are you afraid?" She said, "No, it's Italy. Of course they're speaking Italian. But so why is everybody afraid?" "Oh, I don't know, Frida, but I'm going to listen to it." So I'm listening, and I'm not afraid. They can't scare me. Why let me scared of something like, well, I'm a little bit afraid. Well, but I have to go to work. Oh, so, but then the answer was in a newspaper across the way. The Corriere della Sera is a very sedate newspaper, at least when I was young. And it uses like the Wall Street Journal. No pictures, huge picture. Disaster in Bologna, 60 dead, 168 wounded, and this enormous crash of a huge commuter train. Oh, whoa. Frida and I had Euro passes in our pockets. We had planned to travel all through Italy with Euro passes because, I mean, my God, nobody in their right mind, a young woman would not hitchhike all through Italy. That's stupid. But you know, when you're 20, you have this, good ideas. You're like, I have a good idea. Instead of getting blown up into viscera and confetti, why don't we hitchhike? So we decided to hitchhike. We thought it was the obviously better choice. So we were hitchhiking, and we're hitchhiking out of Venice, down through Ravenna in a cement truck, and then another truck, and this and that. And then we're trying to get into Perugia because there's a youth hostel. We had a very, very limited budget for this trip. In fact, we didn't really have enough money to take this trip. That's another story. In any case, we were very limited budget. We had to stay at youth hostels. So we stuck out our thumbs, and we had the sign that said Perugia, and this Citroen sedan slows to a stop, backs up a little bit, and there are these two guys, Gigi and Oscar. Well, now Gigi was very dark and voluble, and he kind of short and very muscular, and he had his shirt was all the way down to here with quantities of chest hair and gold chains and things, and then Oscar was his friend, and they were really opposites, attracting, because Oscar was very chilly and refined and had white hair and the equine, image of a Roman senator, and it's clear by his hands he had never lifted anything heavier than a wine glass and maybe a telephone receiver in his life. Anyway, they say, why are you going to Perugia? We start talking, and I said, well, we're going to Perugia because it has a youth hostel. Oh, what a shame. The youth hostel is closed. I'm so sorry that you won't be able to go to the youth hostel in Perugia, they say, as the exit from Perugia goes shoo, flying by. So I'm looking at the maps and saying, well, where are you going then? Spoleto, okay. And I'm looking at the maps, and Frida says, Norah, should we trust these guys? And I'm exasperated. Oh, come on, Frida, look at these guys. They're so old. They're practically a combined age, could almost be like 90 or something. Look how old, come on, they're like grandfathers. So Frida says, okay, sure, you're the boss, you speak Italian, this is your part. We were going to go all the way through Italy, down to Sicily, and then we were going to take a boat to Tunisia. So we had a long way to get through Italy. So we go with these guys, and they take us to Spoleto. Oh, we'll take care of you. Don't worry, we're going to take care of you. We'll show you a hotel that is not expensive. Spoleto is our hometown. We'll be very happy to show you around. They go, all right, well, whatever. Just get rid of these guys and go have some dinner. They said, no, we'll show you around. No problem. We'd be very happy to. And we think, oh, all right. So maybe they could show us where we can get some food that's not too expensive. So we put our things in the hotel, and there they are in the car. And they go, why are we getting in the car? Well, we'll show you. And shoo, we go flying out of Spoleto. Well, where are we going? We're on these autostradas. It's dark. We're going far. Where are we going? Oh, we're going to a very special hotel. This is the best restaurant. So what about Spoleto? Oh, we'll see it later, no problem. So we go, like 30, 40 kilometers out of Spoleto to this little hotel in the middle of nowhere. And it's completely empty. In fact, we haven't seen a single car since we left Spoleto. And we go in there, and there's a maitre d', and he's also the waiter, and he looks at us, and oh my God, his intense disrespect for us could have been cut with the salami for antipasto. He looked at us and said, oh, what patane, with these old guys, what are they doing here? And it was just awful, this meal. Unbelievably, unspeakably awful, because Oscar and Gigi had me translate all of their inane banter for Frida, who was not talking to me at this point. And we were just drinking water and picking at our food. Well, these guys were drinking great quantities of wine. Well, the meal finally ended. Oh my God, it finally ended. And then we went out to the car and they had a flat tire. Like I said, you can't make this shit up. They had a flat tire. And then the two of them, as loaded as they were, start changing the tire, and they're singing opera and they're changing the tire. And we're sitting on the veranda like this, and these two fellows stroll up to us and they say, well, what are you doing here? And I said, well, what are you doing here? You sound like you're English. And they said, well, yeah, we are. We're English engineers, actually. Which was very surprised to see that you're here. I said, well, what's so surprising about that? Well, they said, because actually there's a curfew, don't you know? Because the fascists have started to blow up the bridges as well. And no one is really out and about tonight. Oh, great. So here we are with these geriatric Romeos who are absolutely drunk out of their minds. Well, at least, I mean, it took them a really long time to change the tire, which probably helped them sober up a little bit. So we get into the car. What are we going to do? We get into the car, and we're driving back to Spoleto, and we're... Okay, so that's